Pochettino is gone. The worst striker in the Premier League gets another golden boot. And not good enough to keep Burnley up, but apparently good enough to turn things around in Munich. This is Onside ZA, brought to you by Betway. Get away more. Joining me on the show today, Mr. Len Moleko.
What up?
Tsepi Worldwide.
Hello, darling.
Hello, darling. And everybody's favorite super sub.
Angu.
So I alluded to a few things there in my intro. And ballers, first of all, welcome to all of you as well. Thank you for joining us as always. Remember to get onto the Betway app. You can be a Betway winner like me. I'll say more about that.
Congratulations, my friend.
AR1.
Bruh, you are rolling
But
in
if
the
you do join the Betway app as a new user, use the affiliate code ONSIDEZA. It helps us out a lot. Guys, let's get into that. Some Premier League action as the season concludes. Len Moleko.
in an extraordinary fashion.
Extraordinary. I wouldn't say so. I think
It
the
was.
extraordinary was our watch along. Was the end of extraordinary.
I think my
it ended
definition of
there.
extraordinary was still anticipating that anything could happen until the last fat lady sang.
I think the fat lady
Or
sang
the
a long
skinny
time
guy.
ago.
I think so. I think it was before the Spurs game. It was before.
It was the hope, and I mean, a football game can turn around in 90 minutes.
Precisely.
But if you look at a City team that has been doing this for 4 seasons in a row, with some remarkable runs towards the end of the season, everything else was just but hope.
There was a sniff though. There was a moment.
It took 79 seconds and it was over.
Yeah.
There was no way City were gonna ever let that lead that they had from the Foden goal. There was no way City were gonna let that go. The
Yeah.
minute that goal went in, at that time,
I
you kinda
agree,
knew.
but there was just
Mara,
that
yes,
sniff
exactly.
of hope when Arsenal equalized and within a minute or two, West Ham had
Pulled
scored.
one back. Oh, what a
And
goal
it-
though by Kudus, eh?
What an outrageous goal. He's 22 years old.
Yeah.
Scores a bicycle kick like that, showing great maturity.
Yeah.
But just that moment, just for a second, there was like that, there must have been
Euphoria.
anxiety in City hearts, and that hope came back to Arsenal fans.
I don't think so. You would have thought there was that anxiety against Spurs, maybe for about 20, 25 minutes when things were not coming.
Or maybe as Song broke through.
And perhaps it was with the opportunity that Song fluffed. But I really don't think, I don't think City were ever in doubt that this is their title to win.
But also, it's not that Arsenal supporters were in doubt either that was a title to win. And I think sometimes, Moleko, you are a modest individual. You act nonchalant, especially when you know that something is within your reach, but also not. And I mean, I've seen you do this, since the beginning of the year, really, because it's though you kind of knew that your team was doing okay, but you did not want to feel as though you have an egg on your face if the favors are not, or the results are not to your favor, just so that when we get to this point, you don't feel as though, dang, I lost out. You act nonchalant, but you know in your heart of hearts that you are in your feelings, and that's okay, because I'm
I think
also
since
hurt
the Villa
for
game,
them.
right?
I'm hurt.
We can argue a number of games.
But since the Villa game was really, that hit it hard.
So we can look at the City draw.
Yeah, but no.
We can
But
look
that
at
was a good result still. The feeling was good.
But then, like, what I'm saying is, in 18 games, you win 16, draw 1, lose 1, and you still go on with 89 points, best defensive record in the league.
Most goals you've scored in years.
For me, Arsenal did not lose the title.
Exactly, and I think
City
that's
just
what
won it.
But it makes it more painful because they were this close, right? No?
Arsenal did not lose the league. City just won it.
Super Song, I'm going to bring you in here.
Sanity prevails.
Um,
You know, and
Sorry, what? What
They
did you
didn't.
say?
No, I
They
mean
didn't-
he was
Sanity
They
prevails.
lost to a better side.
they lost to a better side. That's fair, but he was not saying all whatever he's saying back then. You know,
Benta.
so it shows that he's
As Benta.
no, for sure. But I'm saying now that majority of Arsenal fans still believe that something could happen. This is football.
That's what I'm saying.
And a whole lot of them that I know and I'm close to, they were really, really shattered on Sunday.
So are you telling me there
As
were people
you should.
That's normal.
There were people who said there who literally thought
On Sunday that it can happen.
that West Ham is going to draw with Man City.
It's
at the
Crazy
Etihad.
things have happened.
Crazy things have happened in football.
Nah, guys.
Well,
Guys. I refuse.
I think
Maybe because
And you one of them.
I'm an optimist.
not
I'm
even.
either glass half full type of person, and he's a bit of a realist sometimes. But in his heart of hearts, I know that he still had that a bit of a flame to say, you know what, my boys just might.
And
Paul,
you know very well how he would behave when Arsenal was winning, and he would be trolling us in the group and all of that. That just goes to show you that he was hoping that they
But what
could
I'm
take
saying-
it and go all the way,
What-
as any Arsenal fan would.
What I'm saying is, in as much as the trolling and the banter is what it is, that's what it is. It's banter. Like you say, deep down in your heart, you thought or you were hoping.
maybe in my
No.
heart, my friend, yours, no.
Okay, deep down in my heart, I knew it's almost virtually impossible to stop the City train. Well, minus the 115 white elephants, but that's a story for another day.
The shade.
But
Well,
City are just
it's coming out in bits and pieces. you see.
no, no. Also, like with regards to that, like there might be a lot of talk about like, yeah, but 115.
Make me numb, Nelson.
No, but that has nothing. No, like this is being realistic.
Football
now.
was played with 11 against 11 in the
11.
field.
Those players are not involved in those charges. Pep has literally he managed to assemble one of the best squads. That club on pound for pound is literally, even though they're out of the Champions
pound
League,
for pound.
with pound for pound, they're the best club in the world right now.
Pound sterling or pound? The ballers are getting ahead of me here in the comments. Football Pro TV said, when Pep's still around, just forget about the league. I was going to get to this. Pep around for at least one more season. We know he's there next season. Inevitable.
Yeah, look, I mean,
Inevitable, right?
What else do you do? Exactly. You've done it.
So I think you need you need that big bull in your crow and then a couple of stubborn bulls that will try to fight the big bull. With only one bull trying to fight the big bull,
Liverpool didn't fight?
no, we're talking about next season.
Liverpool won't fight with
There were
Arne
cow-
Slot.
it- it-
Who's
there were
the big
cows.
bull?
It was a cow.
The
and
other-
is
all-
that Arsenal?
No,
Arsenal's the other one that will fight the big
Yes.
bull that's City.
Yes.
I actually
And
You're
did
saying
that.
no one else will challenge them.
I don't think outside of, because everybody else still needs to assemble and build.
United, Liverpool,
Yes.
Chelsea, Spurs.
Yes.
I feel like Chelsea's building stages kind of started towards the end of the
But
season.
then again,
And now
but
it's
then
gone.
It's
Yeah.
gone because Poch is gone.
They just flashed that.
Ish.
So the only person realistically who is able,
Well, we know Arsenal will compete next season.
and then what
We're
do
pretty sure about
what constitute building? You know, because we can argue the same that Pep might want to build because there's few players that he might lose.
You can add on, but it's not building.
but
it's
he
adding
lost-
on.
he lost
So
more
that's what I'm
players.
saying. What constitute building? Is
He
Arsenal
lost
going
more
to be building? Is
significantly
Liverpool going to be building?
He lost more significantly at the end of last season than what he's losing this season.
But
Pep.
it was never said that he was building. He was just adding on.
So-
So that's what I'm saying. What constitute building?
okay, for me, building is what Chelsea needs to do. The manager, whoever it is that's going to come in, probably they'll go to Brighton and take Zerbi again, like they did with Potter. Who else is? There's a lot of unemployed. I don't see Tuchel going back.
Maybe Jose will go back
And work with
with
the
their lucky
Americans.
charm.
With the Americans.
I'm just saying, he's
You know,
unemployed.
or maybe Eric Ten Hag, after he loses his job on Sunday, might go. But what I'm saying is,
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. The only thing is, who I've been saying for weeks now, who replaces Ten Hag?
Yeah.
Everyone who's saying Ten Hag out, who comes in?
well, Poch is free now.
I like Poch, but they had
Is
the
he a good fit,
opportunity.
though?
They had the opportunity to go for Poch, and it seems like these big clubs don't want to go for known. They want to. They feel like the fans will be upset if you go for someone who failed elsewhere in the Premier League, in a way.
Yeah.
And because
I feel-
Poch has failed elsewhere in the Premier League, Tuchel has failed elsewhere in the Premier League.
Twice.
Hey, well,
Yeah, I think
someone's not a fan of Poch. If I were Bayern Munich, I'd be going for him.
I think what
So So not
Xavi
Zerbi.
has done with Bayer Leverkusen have
Leverkusen,
sort of
What?
like given these big clubs to look at like up and coming managers, give them a chance.
Is that why they took Arne at Liverpool?
Well,
He's
yes,
not
he has
a-
been
he's not a
winning
yesterday
leagues.
manager.
Yeah,
not a
but he's
yesterday
not
manager.
he's not established
Yes,
either.
But Ten Hag was the
He's-
same when he went
That's
to
why I
United.
was saying the unknowns. Ten
Yes,
Hag,
of course.
it's-
So when we came
the
from
Arne
Bayern.
slot-
no,
it came from Ajax.
Ajax.
Ajax Amsterdam.
yeah.
Yes.
But the Arne slot is a Ten Hag appointment, like almost to the T.
But
It's
then-
the same sort
so
of
I
thing.
It's the same as Jurgen Klopp. You can argue.
No, not
Jurgen
necessarily.
Klopp won Bundesliga
But he
titles.
comes
That's bigger
from,
than Dutch
Germany.
league titles.
Yeah.
He was in the
Really?
final. He was in the final of the Champions League against Bayern.
Yeah, look, I mean.
Ten
was
Hag was
in
in a
Germany.
semi-final of a Champions League with Ajax, wasn't he?
And
Yeah, he
and,
was.
and
He
Poch
beat-
was in a final of a Champions League as well. Are we
Poch
gonna-
is a top manager. I don't know why you keep coming down on Poch's head. He's a top manager.
Another person who might be very employable or who might be unemployed to be employed is Massimiliano Allegri.
Yeah, because
Allegri
looks
after losing
he's-
his job in Italy.
He's about to lose.
He's already
Doesn't
lost it.
speak
Gone.
much English though. Yeah, he's already
He's lost it.
He won the Italian Coppa, and then
And he acted bad.
got the sack.
Yeah.
On the same day that he got sacked, exactly the same date that he got sacked 3 years earlier.
Gift Real G is making a point, which is what I wanted to mention now. Thanks, Gift Real G.
about building.
No. Well, you can argue that the comment you made earlier on about the Xabi Alonso sort of like approach, the Arteta sort of like approach. You are known, just come in here and work with this. There's been lots of talk about McKenna actually going to Chelsea. At some point, he was also linked with
Okay.
the Man United gig.
Well, he's Kieran McKenna's a Man United boy. That's where he got
He will-
his
he will
coaching
do well, I think.
badges. But he's
Would he?
surely he needs to have a season with Ipswich in the Premier League.
First.
Where do you get?
But why would you
Mara,
want
why would Ipswich even
That
give him an
is so-
opportunity, considering also that they're coming with their boy who's been having their
No,
back?
he-
No, he is. At,
Was that
he,
him?
He, he is. At, he is at
okay,
Ipswich,
makes
yes.
sense. Okay.
You've got this term. What do you call it, Len? Why would you want to live such kind of a romantic? What do you phrase? How do you phrase it, Len?
No, he's a romantic. guy.
Romantic.
He's the one
No,
who
man.
always says
There's a
romantic.
way you say it. Like the way he started with that gig from League One up until Premier
To
League. You
Championship,
can't just
yeah.
throw that away. You know what I'm saying?
I think that, I mean, obviously, if a good offer comes for him, he has to go. But to be honest, does anyone want to be Chelsea manager right now? Because you're going to get the sack in 6 months to a year.
But also
Because you
remember,
can't succeed right away. You need time.
not even that. The problem with Chelsea is not the management. For all the criticism that I have for Pochettino, unfortunately, he was not the one who was putting people on 7-year contracts.
No, it's not his fault.
Yes.
Poch, if anything, he showed that if you gave him time, he turned the team around. And look at the end of the season. I think they're third best or fourth best
Yeah,
in 2024.
Yep.
Pochettino is the one who was like, okay, in this process that needs to be trusted, or you trust me in this, I'm going to go get a young one, and I'm actually going to give him more responsibility than it's been the case at this club for a while. He went cold about it, got Palmer, and Palmer literally was the star player for Chelsea this past season. So for all the criticism I have of him, I think sacking him was a bad idea.
No, I
Sipho
agree with you,
Gwala.
Len. And also, if you look at how he played towards the end of the season, he was starting to get his groove.
Enterprise.
That's what I'm saying.
I think they've won 5 out of 5.
Yes, and they actually found themselves where now? They actually finished even better than a Manu that we were actually hoping was going to do better.
Wait, they
Remember we were
qualified for
talking?
Europe, right?
Yes,
Yeah, they've qualified.
They
Yeah.
did.
Yes, so
exactly. And they started
depending
off the year.
on Sunday's
Sunday,
results,
United
they'll either
might-
be in Europa League or European
Conference
Conference
There we
League.
go.
So they'll be in Europa League.
But they
because
must
Man
rest
United have no
assured.
chance on Sunday.
There we go. You see? And remember, I kept on complaining in the beginning of the year. Like, I mean, they went out into the transfer market and they were spending like, money is going out of fashion. And we're not really seeing results until just now. And fortunately for them, it has, somehow, given them some type of results, something even better than what Man U has been able to accomplish.
And I just want to go back to something that Super Sub was saying earlier on with regards to Jurgen Klopp and comparing him to
I was comparing him to your Ten Hangs, when they
your
came to
Arne Slot. I think the difference with Jurgen Klopp and why he did not necessarily succeed immediately, but why he was able to put the fight to what City was doing at the time. Jurgen Klopp came from a club that is a passion club. That being Borussia Dortmund. And going to Liverpool was almost going to a German version of Borussia Dortmund. Loving the city, loving the fans. It's almost like it was a perfect fit for Jurgen Klopp to be at Liverpool. And what he was able to do with the club, what he gave, I mean, you could hear with the farewell that he got.
Accomplished great
Can
things.
I say a couple of things about this? First of all, I'm a Man United fan, so it's hard to say, but absolute legend in the Premier League, Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
And has far fewer trophies than what he deserves for the type of football they played and how competitive they were. Literally, I think there's a handful of fixtures that you change and he would be leaving with more than one Champions League medal, more than one Premier League medal, more than one of
FA.
any of these that they've won. But he's won the lot. He's won everything with Liverpool that you can win.
Remember the Barcelona game when Liverpool had to overturn, was it 4-0?
Yeah, I think it was 4-0, yeah.
Where you had a Divock Origi
Just scoring in the last
team.
minute.
It's like, what's going on here?
So what I will say even further to this on Jurgen Klopp is that he was given time at Liverpool because he started off poorly there.
Yes.
The results weren't good for his first year.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can't say, but what did he take over? Because Liverpool were competitive under Brendan Rodgers.
No, definitely.
He took over a good side and made them worse.
Yeah.
But because he had a philosophy, he was installing and the club trusted him with that philosophy. And but I think that the difference
And he had to get rid
is,
of, sorry, Marco, he had to get rid of some few personnel as well.
yeah,
Suarez left under his watch, right?
Skettle, I think, as well.
No, I think Skettle was already gone.
Was he gone?
Sterling, wasn't Sterling also? Remember there was a point of SS, what? It was Sterling, Suarez and Sturridge.
Sturridge, yeah.
But that was the trio under Brendan, and then I think he found the Firminos there, and who's the boy who went to Barca, the Brazilian? Coutinho.
I remember
But
him.
they were not fitting into his system, and that's why they ended up going.
That's what I'm saying. Sorry, Marco,
Yes.
we interjected. You continue.
Yeah, so, a good point. You should say that Klopp finishes all players when they play that style of football, and that's why they dip at the end of the season. They're tired. That rock and roll football is tough. It's a lot of running. So,
If it wins
and they have a
titles-
lot of injuries. But what I'm saying is that Chelsea now getting rid of Poch shows how naive and short-sighted they are. Poch got one season at Chelsea with a bunch of young players, not established players. He didn't have superstars.
That did not even
Inexperienced.
acquire himself.
He didn't even acquire them himself. He didn't get to choose his players. And he got them playing ball. At the end of the season, he got them playing good football.
Yeah.
It took him 6 months to get them playing well. It's not like it took him over a year.
And
It
did he
took
not
him 6
inherit?
months.
And did he not inherit them?
Yeah. but
Like
that's what I'm
inherited
saying.
and an ongoing.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I'm saying Klopp performed worse in his first season in many ways.
You had Palmer with, I think he was on 22 goals. End of the season.
Young player of the season under Poch.
Jackson, as much as we've criticized him for the longest time, 17 goals.
Throw in some serious injuries there for players like James
Enzo
Reece,
Fernandez,
Yes.
who's
Enzo,
an important
I
player.
I don't think it's a fair sack.
I think it's a horrible sacking, and I'm curious to see who they replace him with. Obviously, all the rumors will be Zerbi will be the main name on the lips of everyone, and I like Zerbi's style of play. But what's he gonna do?
And De Zerbi
He's gonna need time.
But he's also one person who tends to fight with management. He had some exchange words with the powers that be at Brighton. So the exit door was always there for him. De Zerbi was always going to be shown the door.
Yeah,
and
but-
you could hear with his post-match interviews that this was a person who was like, can the season come to an end? Because this thesis show, I'm not a part of it.
Yes, but
I
even
don't wanna
so,
be.
when I remember, did Zerbi not take Brighton to the top flight?
No. That
No,
That was Potter.
Graham Potter.
Potter, and then he inherited them in 2022. Sorry,
He
took
a very
them
good
to the-
Brighton
yes, he
side.
got them
Yes.
exactly. Is what I'm saying, and he did well with them. I think they finished in the top 5 or top 6 in the previous season.
No, they went to Europe.
Yes.
They
What
played
top-
conference?
Yes.
Also, again,
Top
something
5 or top 6. That's what I'm saying. And this
Conference
season,
is 7.
Top what?
Seven. Something
There we
that-
go.
something
And
that-
only to say, may I finish?
Yeah.
And only for them this season, I feel like this season was actually tougher for them. They did not even deliver close to what they did last season. And I think you also got disheartened.
It's
Injuries.
And
not,
sometimes when you get disheartened, and I think he's not a person who's as valiant and as resilient as what a Jurgen Klopp, for example, is.
so he is.
And that's why he just gave up already.
So he is. The giving up was because he went to management and the acquisition processes did not work for him because he didn't have enough quality players to be playing FA Cup, League Cup, the league.
And play the type of football
And-
that he wants to, because they
and
were saying
playing-
he was the menu of the championship and the champion or something to that effect.
And playing in Europe as well, because playing against some obscure
No,
team
sorry,
of
man,
farmers
that's Burnley.
AZ
Sorry, that's
Alkmaar.
Burnley.
On the
Right.
start
Yeah.
of England.
in Kazakhstan
Beer start, yeah.
From
Right.
Bierstadt.
is going to be difficult for a Burnley side that knows that. I mean,
Brighton,
Arsenal
so-
and
Sorry.
City.
Yes, Brighton, yeah.
It's Brighton, not Burnley. Sorry, I
It's okay.
confused you.
Okay.
Yes.
No, but it's fine.
Yes, I
Yeah.
confused you.
It's as a city, as
Arsenal.
minus the injuries, Arsenal, Liverpool actually got to feel the brunt of having a thin squad. You can't be playing 10,000 competitions with half your dressing room in the doctor's room.
Ten Hag
It's
complained about the
difficult.
same thing. I don't think the style of football was good enough, whether you've got the injuries or not from Man United. I'm not trying to engage in those excuses. I think it was still very poor. But Man United had a lot of injuries, and it shows you what happens.
But the team was just poor, period.
But they were also just poor. I
Yes.
agree. I think you're absolutely right. Zerbi did leave Brighton after a disagreement with the management,
Yes.
the owners of the club, as to the signing process and what players they're going to sign during the summer.
Recruitment,
The,
that's what
the
I was
recruitment, there
looking
you
for,
are.
yes.
And their philosophies were completely offset. I think that it was a fight that was started perhaps with the knowledge that there's going to be a lot of clubs in for Zerbi anyway. He's going to have his pick of the bunch. And not staying at Brighton, having a fight with the owners and getting your contract released makes it easy for you to leave. You know, you don't have to wait for the club to accept a settlement offer from another club. So he's not going to be short of job offers. De Zerbi will have a good job offer or two. Bayern Munich have turned down De Zerbi as an option. They don't want an Italian manager. They want someone.
It's a culture clash.
Yeah, I think that's.
it's a whole. I don't think the
It's-
culture.
I think that
wouldn't
Italian-
work out.
Yeah, it's odd because Italian managers are normally very pragmatic, like a Max Allegri, who we're talking about, right? He's not a very enterprising manager. It's very
Shame, yeah.
pragmatic type of football. De Zerbi's more enterprising.
We can argue on that point of it's on what you're saying, the culture clash. Is it a case of once bitten, twice shy? Because Bayern have had an Italian manager before who won the league like others did,
Don Carlo,
but they still got rid of him.
he doesn't count. Chelsea also got rid of Carlo Ancelotti, and that tells you all you need to know about why you shouldn't take that Chelsea job. Moving on. Super sub.
Yeah, man.
Let's talk a little bit about City. 4P to Phil Foden. I mean, was there even a second place for player of the season? Phil Foden leaps and bounds above everybody.
Yeah,
And he showed it on the last day.
That's what I was about to say, that him just taking that responsibility of getting City over the line, it just goes to show you that it was awarded to the right person. You know, he delivered when it mattered, you know, and having scored some of those hat tricks, you know, it's difficult, you know. I mean, some players that were deemed to be superstars have not even smelled a hat trick in EPL, you know.
I beg to differ.
With what?
Well,
With-
I'm going to ask first one question before
Okay.
we get to your differentiating factor on Phil Foden. And if there's someone who's even close to as good as he was this season. What does Casemiro do on Sunday about him?
Sure.
Don't play at centre back.
Right.
Yeah, no.
All he can do.
I don't think there's much
Look,
that...
the two centre backs have to mark Haaland, so it's a defensive midfielder that it's
Yeah.
going to have to deal with Foden.
Yeah, with him coming from left and right, and even sometimes in the middle, is going to be difficult. And we know how Casemiro play. You know, he's the type of the player that if he has to deal with a player like Foden, he might get himself sent off.
He's very unlucky also, so that doesn't
But
help.
have all your centre backs come back?
Only Lissandro Martinez so far. Rafael Varane doesn't look like he'll be ready, and Harry
And he's gone
Maguire.
as well.
And
so-
he's leaving anyway.
Yeah, Varane's gone. But I mean, you'd like him in that last game, right? You don't have someone else. It
You've
doesn't
got
look
Casemiro.
he's a top world class midfielder. He really is.
Yeah, he's
perhaps his best years are behind him, but he is a top world class midfielder. But he's not very good at centre back.
I was going to say, the years being behind him, we can argue that. I don't think all of it is gone. I just think playing him at centre back
Isn't fair to his qualities
isn't
and
fair
skills.
to his qualities.
abilities.
And that is why he actually came out on some tip. I was reading something where he was saying that, like, out of all the accolades that I've achieved, I came here as one of the biggest signings for the club. Da, 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 da.
Can't be bad by one season.
I can't be bad by not even one season, a couple of
Yeah,
games.
a couple games.
Yes.
No, I agree. He's
he's
not
not
been bad this season. Overall.
It's the structure that he find himself within. You know, it's Man United have been terrible.
It also doesn't help when players are allowed to freely run at the defense because there's no midfield.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the tactics are completely wrong.
Yeah, no, back to City. I think, I think Phil Foden,
And I think for Foden, it's nice that he went from, and that's what I appreciate about him, the consistency. Going from young player to player of the season shows how consistent and how hungry he is. And that's something I appreciate about him. And then passing the baton to the other young
I couldn't
the
agree
other
with you
young
more.
man. It's beautiful
Palmer.
to watch.
No, I think there's a person who was snubbed. And I think without him, and you saw in his absence, City was struggling.
De Bruyne. But he's who?
Rodri.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, look, I mean, I suppose you've got a point, but I think, it's a difficult one. I wouldn't call it snubbed per se.
He didn't even make the
What,
short list.
overlooked?
That's why I'm saying it's snubbed.
overlooked.
Yeah, but that's because they didn't want to have only City players on the shortlist.
But then they had one or two Arsenal.
They was gonna be like a
Virgil
Bafana squad.
Rodri deserved to be more
than Virgil
than
van
Virgil van Dijk.
I think Virgil van Dijk wasn't even
also,
one of
I
the
mean-
best at Liverpool this season.
I think
He
because
struggled.
shame.
He's,
Yeah,
got,
look-
But
he's
he's
there
a
on
fighter,
reputation.
though.
Lenny's got a point, but I feel like, Phil Foden really, really pulled through this season. I think
he
he
stood
had
out.
one of the, one of the best season of his life this season.
Monster.
I mean, how many hat-tricks? I mean, let's just start there. I mean,
But okay. If we're gonna go on goals, then you might as well just give that award to Haaland.
No. But away from that, you have to pass the sniff test. He has to pass your eye test. Phil Foden looked like a world beater. He looked like he should be in Real Madrid. Do you know what I'm saying? It's one thing to City is probably the best team in the world, but City don't seem to have the style of players that Real Madrid do. That you look at it and you're like, this guy's going to turn you around by himself just now.
yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? They've got. It's
got
more,
team players.
It's more Pep Guardiola, right? It's like Barcelona had Messi, who was like a standout star,
Yeah.
and the rest of the team was tiki taka, whatever. They never looked like a wow, but Phil Foden, even in a Pep Guardiola tiki taka whatever team,
Still stood out.
stands out like a superstar. Like you see him pick up that ball, he glides, they can't touch him. There's nothing you can do. Rodri's great, and I think Rodri does such an important part for the team.
Yeah.
But the real superstar of this season was Phil Foden, no doubt.
And just to
May I
add there,
ask? Okay.
Marco, if you remember the year you mentioned, you made a reference to Barcelona of Pep Guardiola, and you mentioned Messi. And what I'm going to say to Len, if you remember the days of Messi, there were players like Xavi,
Busquets.
Busquets, Iniesta. They
didn't-
were crafting in that midfield.
And they didn't win player of the season.
But
Yeah.
because Messi was scoring the goals, so I understand.
That's what I'm
that-
trying to
so
make.
what-
Sorry, look, and I think this is going to basically answer all our questions. The question is because he's making a valid point. What is, mind you, the criteria for choosing the player of the season? Because I think
Votes.
that's what
It's
his
votes.
challenge is here. Is it votes? Is it goals? And also, okay, so we know they vote, but what is the criteria?
because there
Who's the
are
best?
There's
That's the criteria.
In which sense?
there's
best.
because there's different aspects or different
Categories?
fraternities that go and do. So they take what
Journalists,
say,
players,
they take what players say,
coaches.
they take coaches, and they
And
take fans. All right. From a fan perspective,
They're going to vote for the flashy guy.
they're gonna, and a flash is
Like a Jude.
goals
Yeah, and skill and pace
and,
and
English,
flair.
right?
Oh, are we going there?
Right.
Are we going there? We got to the point.
See why I ask these questions?
We got to the point.
No. It's not about that. Like, but on the real, he was one of 2 English boys in that. No, 3, because it was him, Saka, and Cole Palmer, I think. 3 English boys. But because he's in a league-winning side, because he scores the goals, and he's just the darling of English football right now, if we're being fair. If you were Gareth Southgate, who do you think, or actually if you think, the first name on your team sheet?
It will be Jude first. Because, I mean, he is a star boy, but Jude is a bigger star boy.
I still think it's Phil Foden.
Nah, it's Jude first.
Look, at the end of the day, Gareth Southgate's got some nice problems there that we're talking about. Nice enough to leave Marcus Rashford at home. Rightfully so, he's not performed.
Continue.
So what I'm saying is,
there were biases in his favour.
Yes, there were biases in his
that
favour.
left a player like Rodri
out.
Or even a Martin Odegaard out.
Martin Odegaard, I think he was there. It was him and Saka from Arsenal.
Yeah, but left him out of the final choice.
Look, Odegaard, as brilliant as he was this season, I would never put him above Rodri or Phil Foden.
No, I can't.
Hey,
argue
where
with
was
you.
this land in entire season?
I think Rodri.
No, Penta is done, guys. The season is finished.
I
3
think
months of no football.
I think Rodri's a really important player, and I think if you ask a bunch of footballers who do you want in your team with you, they'll choose Rodri over most players in world football. If I was on that pitch, depending what sort of job I was capable of doing, I'd want Phil Foden in that team because he's a piece of magic, that boy. He's a player.
There we have it.
And I think that he's got great years ahead of him. I mean, there was talk of him winning Young Player of the Season.
I mean, that boy, what he's about to achieve, I mean, in his
At
career,
such a
it's
young
crazy.
age.
I mean, he has already won 6 Premier League titles, and he's only 24.
And a Champions League title.
Champions League.
And a Europa League, Euro 2024.
That's never going to happen. Not with Harry Kane there. But yeah. It's coming home. No, it's not, guys. Let's not be Delulu again.
Do they have the best squad?
On paper, yes.
Not even better than France.
No.
Realistically.
They've got the best forwards, some of the best midfielders. It's their defense that I don't trust.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Len. Who actually? I mean, we can dissect.
So outside of Stones,
Kyle Walker?
Those are the only 2. And knowing what's his face? What's his name again?
Maguire.
No, Gareth Southgate. He's
gonna choose
he's
Maguire.
gonna go with his favorites.
Maguire.
And is he gonna take John Stones and try invert him? Does he even know how to invert players?
No, I think, I mean, with the fact that, I mean, his midfielder is compacted. He's got enough. You've got Declan Rice.
Well,
He's spoiled for choice.
He's spoiled for shots.
He is.
Phillips could still make the squad. We don't know.
Phillips.
Yeah.
No,
Phillips
he
was-
won't.
been left
was
out.
three
Original
backs.
out.
He
Yeah,
was-
so the squad was
Yeah,
announced now.
okay.
3 provisional is out.
So
Okay.
here's the squad.
I have it.
And,
Okay,
and
yes.
here's the defenders. Okay. And this is quite interesting because he's chosen a few guys who've performed well this season and haven't necessarily been part of his setup before. Jared Branthwaite.
Okay.
He's had a good season.
Had a good season.
Yeah.
Lewis Dunk, terrific season.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Gomez, been excellent at Liverpool.
By measure of, when you say Dunk had a good season, by measure of how bad we just said Brighton had.
Have you seen his stats for clearances and interceptions?
Okay, let's take it on that virtue.
Okay. And headed clearances.
Okay.
He's had a good season. But then you start seeing some of those players that you see he favors with Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire,
Shaw,
John
yeah.
Stones, Kyle Walker. So
Who out of those you feel like he shouldn't be there?
maybe Harry Maguire, but he's had a lot of injuries and stuff. But he's always seemed to perform in an England shirt. He's always done quite well in an England shirt.
Doesn't experience also play a big part?
Usually when a manager goes to this kind of tournaments, they go with the tried and tested.
That's what I'm saying. Doesn't experience play a big part?
Like Hugo Bruce vibes. But like, look, from a fullback perspective, having Kyle Walker, Kevin Trippier,
Luke
Shaw,
Trent
damn, man,
Alexander-Arnold.
TTA,
Damn,
those
Len,
parts.
I disagree now. He's got defense, man.
My man, you don't defend from the
He's
wings
got a good
alone,
defend.
my man. You need to defend from the middle, my
From
man.
the mid.
So
my
you're
man.
saying John Stones is not a good centre back?
John Stones paired him with.
So here's
Brand
a-
White is being connected with top Premier League clubs
So-
at the moment.
You can pair him with John Stones.
So here's the thing. I think, do you take Trent, play him in the midfield, or do you take John Stones, play him in the midfield?
He's registered as a midfielder here. But either way.
I suppose
Okay,
you
continue with your list, Marco.
But that's
He's
the
telling you
end
that
for
squad.
defensive players.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Kobe Mainu has made the squad. That's an interesting
that's
one.
I was actually surprised because there were flashes of, again, also let's remember this is a provisional. There's still gonna be how many?
Official.
7 that are gonna be you take 26 because the number has been increased for Euro 2024. So 7 players are still gonna be cut from the squad.
I agree, Gift Real G. Branthwaite is a gem.
Probably one between Aaron Ramsdale and James Trafford will probably be the goalkeeping department, not one to ride home about because
I thought did you see
Henderson?
Dean Henderson in the last game of the season? He was terrific
I was
against Burnley.
I was in bits and pieces.
I also only watched it afterwards.
What
but
happened? So you guys don't have faith in Ramsdale anymore?
How many games has he played this season?
Exactly. we
Jordan
did
Pickford was
that.
good. I think Jordan Pickford drew for Golden Glove, didn't he?
Did he? I didn't check.
No,
He was up there. Jordan Pickford was
Was
up
he?
there for Golden Glove.
No, this is in.
Somebody was behind David Raya. It was not Jordan Pickford.
I'm sure it was.
I'll check.
How many clean sheets did Everton get?
It was a few.
Yeah,
Again, why is he there?
No, he had a good season, Jordan Pickford.
Look, like you were saying, you're still reading the midfielders. There's 3 I can pick out that. Oh, you did read all of them. Declan Rice, TTA, Conor Gallagher to a degree. The rest, not really sure. But it's the forwards that I think if England go on to win the Euros.
Oh yes. Sorry, very quickly. Yes, Marco. So Jordan Pickford was there. Onana was also there. Leno.
Nana.
Yes.
He made the most saves, but it's because
Yeah.
Man United can't defend. He has to
But
make
he
the most
conceded
saves.
a lot because of the poor.
Then he had a good
obviously,
season.
There you go. So
Yeah.
William Saliba had the most clean sheets, but that doesn't count as a goalkeeper, right?
Yeah.
For Golden Glove.
That's interesting.
David Raya won Golden Glove with 16 clean sheets. And then Jordan Pickford is next on the goalkeeper list
Yes.
with 13 clean
And then
sheets.
Martinez.
Damn, that's a lot.
That's why I said to
Yeah.
you, Jordan Pickford was up there for Golden Glove, only just behind David Raya
Yep.
with clean sheets. Look, to be fair, it's also because of the injury at Man City to your Brazilian goalkeeper. I forgot his name.
Edison.
Ederson, and then you had the mercurial Ortega.
Who could be first pick for City next season
Yeah, 'cause,
if Edison decides he
to-
wants to move.
And we saw that he can take the pressure, hey?
Yeah, no. So they're saying that it will be up to him if if he wants to
nice.
leave because
Ortega's performing.
Oh yeah.
there are rumors that there's some interest from Saudi and knowing the Brazilians and Machankura.
Probably. But
Yeah,
you
I probably
you
might go.
Let's go to the England forwards, guys.
The what?
England.
Oh,
This is
okay. We were
scary.
here.
Jude
This
Bellingham.
is scary, dog.
You know what I like about this? Ollie Watkins.
Oof.
I like that he's been selected.
He's a star.
Ivan
that's why.
Tony.
Ivan.
He
Sam-
might be half and half because I think Ivan Tony might be short on form.
Yes, because of the
The injury. No,
But-
the drama.
Listen
but
to
he
this.
came back with a vengeance.
First of all, Phil Foden, who we've just been singing the praises
Player
for.
of the season.
Harry Kane, what a striker, right? Cole Palmer, Bukayo Saka,
Young
Jude
player of the
Bellingham, Jared Bowen, Eze, who Eze.
What a game! The final game. Whoa.
My man, how do you deal with him?
Yeah.
He takes a shot before the goalkeeper's moved. It's past him. Unreal. And then Anthony Gordon, who's been terrific as well.
probably from that forward.
Oh, the Newcastle boy.
Newcastle, yeah.
Don't forget
I-
Grealish.
Jack Grealish.
as well.
Hey.
Yeah.
I think Gordon.
Jack didn't
There's
have a
too
good
much
season.
there in Germany.
I think Gordon.
Jack Grealish didn't have a good season.
Nah, he had an average season.
Yeah, Jack
But
and
he was there when he needed to be.
Jack and Anthony will probably be
Not
dropped
really.
from the initial for the final.
Ivan
26.
Tony.
Maybe
Obviously.
Ivan Tony as well.
I think he has a lot of fire in him.
I think that I would sacrifice a Jack Grealish and an Ivan Tony from that squad. More so Ivan Tony. Those would be the two players that I would be thinking to myself, "Ooh, maybe I should bring in another defender. Maybe I should bring in another midfielder.
Okay.
But yeah, I can see why Marcus Rashford didn't make that lineup because that's a stellar
cannot-
forward
he
lineup. He
cannot
cannot take a
fit in
single
here.
one of them. No, I agree.
Nah, no one. unfortunately, with his form right now,
He can't.
he can't.
And I'm sure Gareth Southgate must be like
He's gutted because he loves the boy.
because he gives you something different.
Yeah.
When Rashford is in form, the pace, the
pace
power,
that he has, him cutting in all of that,
but you can't.
you can't.
How-
There's just so
how can
much.
you-
There's just so much quality up front.
It's too much quality there.
But yeah, dope squad.
Top squad there.
Yeah, equally closest to a good squad is the squad that I saw that a team that Marco is going to be supporting at Euro
Portugal.
2024.
Portugal of a
They also
squad.
They've got crazy
menacing.
youngsters, eh?
Portugal.
I mean, they've got
Portugal.
Bernardo Silva, Ronaldo,
Joao,
Joao.
Silva.
Yeah.
Dude,
Let me see if I can
Which
find it.
Joao? Joao Neves or Joao Felix?
Both of them.
Both of them
I
are
think-
dangerous.
They're
I think
dangerous.
Felix is even like low down the pecking order.
I don't know.
from
He's
what
had a
I-
great
from what I
season at
saw.
Barcelona as well, Joao Felix. Yeah, he's a top player.
Yeah, so let me just go to your
Ruben
your
Diaz.
midfielders.
Ruben Diaz as well.
Can you
Caio
imagine
Mourinho, like you said. Gosh, this thing is taking so long
Joao
to load.
Cancelo.
It's fine. I'll go through it. This is the final squad for them, right? It's not provisional by
Right.
the
Yes.
looks of it. So its goalkeepers is Diogo Costa, and then Jose Sa, and then Rui Patricio. Defenders is Antonio Silva, Danilo Pereira, Diego Dallo, Goncalo Inacio, João Cancelo, Nelson Samedo, Nuno Mendes, Pepe, Ruben Diaz.
Pepe and Ruben
Pepe's
Diaz at
still
the
there.
back? Whoa,
Yeah.
we saw what he did with
Porto.
Yeah,
In the Champions
in the
League.
Champions League.
That guy's playing like he's 31.
Yeah. Midfielders is Bruno Fernandes,
Sure.
João Neves,
Sure.
João Palhinha,
Sure.
Otavio Monteiro, Ruben Neves,
So those are Arab
But he's
ones.
the one who's playing in Saudi, eh?
Yes, they both play in Saudi actually.
and then the forwards is Bernardo Silva, Cristiano Ronaldo, Diogo Jota.
Okay, stop. We're still gonna do a show about Euros,
Joao
guys.
Felix.
Okay, let's focus
Okay, let's
now.
stop.
Okay.
Stop,
France
stop,
also
stop.
have a stellar squad. It's going to be a terrific tournament.
Still gonna do a
Hey,
show.
speaking of a terrific tournament,
Yes.
and boy, oh boy, what a tournament to look forward to. You can do more with Betway with European football. And of course, Europa League coming up.
Final.
We have a Europa League final between
Tomorrow.
Bayer Leverkusen
Yes.
tomorrow night and Atalanta, who aren't walkovers, but Bayer Leverkusen favorites for this game.
Obviously.
Unbeaten, invincible in their league for the first time in a very long time in German football.
They call Bayer never losing.
But the difference between them as invincibles and many other invincibles that we've seen in the past is it's not just the league. They're currently invincible in European football for the season
And the Pokal.
and the Pokal, which is this weekend,
Yes.
if I'm correct. So this weekend, if they win the German Cup this weekend and they win tomorrow night against Atlanta, correct me if I'm wrong, that's the first team ever in the history of football to win a treble invincible.
Yeah.
No, a treble in 7 days. Effectively.
No, they won the league.
No, but they lifted the cup over the weekend.
Right.
And they lift the Europa tomorrow.
But they'll be the first to ever do it
Yeah, but that
invincible, to
Atalanta
not
side,
lose
yeah.
not lose a single game.
Yeah.
and
I
win a
saw them
treble.
against Liverpool. Hey, those guys are also resilient.
Atlanta
Yeah.
are
Atalanta,
serious.
yeah.
Atlanta are a serious side. And
We're gonna have a good match tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to it.
But remember, Leverkusen, you can give them all sorts of problems.
They just need 90 minutes plus.
Until the final whistle is blown, don't ever count out Bayer Leverkusen.
So the Europa League final takes place this Wednesday with history on the line as Bayer Leverkusen aim to complete an unbeaten season across all competitions when they face Atalanta in Dublin. As the season wraps up, we want to make sure we as Betway, you're well prepared to get in on all the action. Enter our season's last stand competition by clicking enter here on the banner in the Betway app. And SMSs or emails, so any of those banners, placing a bet on the Europa League final to go into a lucky draw to win sport bonuses and cash prizes. Terms and conditions apply. Sports bonus and cash winners will be credited immediately and may take up to 48 hours to reflect in your account.
How long did it take for yours to reflect?
It was very quick.
Yes,
It was very quick. It was like 20 minutes. It was
Nice.
in.
Okay.
Oh, just going back to something that we were saying earlier on, about Chelsea. Would it be mental for them because they like experimenting and they like
And now's the time.
just
Do what, Len?
hire Emma Hayes?
That's very woke of you, Len. That's a lot.
I know, but just
Chelsea must be the first one.
Yes.
Okay.
I must do a trial and error.
Okay.
No, it's not a trial and error. Look, granted, it's in
You
the
said it, Tepi.
Yeah,
we didn't say error.
Guys, trial and error is a term, by the way.
Okay,
Relax.
I just
Not
said,
that deep.
would it not be interesting if they hired Emma? Because she just obviously left the women's team, right?
My man.
And they were doing well.
She won
Yep.
4 league titles, the Women's Super League. She won 4 of them in a row.
My man.
I think it's going to be a
It's- it's-
societal. Once again, it's a culture thing. It's a societal shift, and if that's going to be a thing, let it be a thing. I
No,
mean,
move-
men coach women's
Legendary
team all the
me
time.
says, guys, boo Len into an asylum.
No, she's just going to move office.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
And it can be done. Let's look at a trial and error.
That's a
Is you
big
trying
move,
something
my man.
out?
We didn't say it, Tippy. You did.
Guys, do you understand what trial and error means? Hey, guys, trial and error means you try something.
Yeah, but
you
you're
see
a
it works.
Yeah, but
I'm
you're assuming that
pro-woman.
there's an error.
You guys are not very sharp in
Yeah.
this toolbox.
I think, would it not be interesting?
It would be
We were
nice.
just called stupid, guys.
I don't think it would be, Len Moleko, and for this reason, I'll say it.
It went
It's an
over.
impossible job for a man or a woman to take on.
More a woman.
If
Let's
a
be
woman
realistic.
takes that role on, it's going to
Trial and error.
Yeah.
No, it's those type of
exactly where it's
situations where
going.
you'd rather choose the bear in this case. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes
There we
sense.
go.
But
Choose the
what
bet.
I'm saying is that it's not a good club. A big club like Chelsea, DC8 Black Child. Yes, I agree.
But
It's a societal
madness.
shift.
But-
it's a culture shift, and it's a good thing. And it should happen
But not Chelsea.
eventually, but
Not Chelsea, not now.
Not yet.
So are you telling me that we shouldn't have Makalima, for instance, being the referee in the final of the Champions League on Friday?
I think we should.
Al-Ahly versus thingy.
The world is shifting, and those are things that needs to happen in football.
I agree, but also you need to kind of nudge the world. You need to kind of see what the feeling is. You need to
there's no
ease
such
certain
thing.
things into.
No.
Trust me.
If a woman is capable, the woman must be
Yes,
given an opportunity
but
to manage.
And I agree with you completely, but I'm also saying that sometimes, because like I'm saying, it's a societal and a culture shift, so you need to ease certain things in. Maybe be consistent.
no,
I'm
ease.
telling
Not
you.
ease.
Okay, okay.
You
let's
must
see.
go for it.
Actually, you know what? Good idea.
Yeah, I'm not a Chelsea fan, girl.
Look, obviously with the refereeing, I remember when the Premier League introduced female officials.
Yes.
Like she's saying, it was eased. It was
Linesman.
like, okay,
You don't
linesman.
just-
Well, lines human being.
We still live in a
Lines
patriarchal
woman.
society, guys.
Lines person.
Lines person.
Yes, lines person, right? But at the time, the world, the shift had not been that seismic. You get
Even
what I mean?
now, it's not seismic either. It will take time for a lot of things to happen. And
You
that's
are
the
making
reason why-
excuses, Tepi,
No, I'm
for-
not.
you are.
And I'll tell you why. Because then I'll go back to this. You would recall that 2 weeks ago, I talked about how the Americas decided not to then continue their bid to hold the Women's World Cup. And they were saying because they want to host it in 2030 or bid in 2030, because they want to make sure that by that time, they want to push for the amount of money and the investment that goes towards men and women is going to be equivalent. And do we not all say that it might still not be possible and it might not happen?
It's easy. It's easy in
Because
America
it takes time.
for for the American government to pay men and women the same.
They are
in
actually
America.
being-
Yes, but remember,
Women's
if they are
football in
doing-
But
America
it's
is
easy
bigger
for
than
them.
men.
It's
Yes,
easy
it is.
for them. They're well supported. They're
Yeah,
the
they're
most
well
successful.
supported.
They're
Yes,
the
but
most
it's
successful
an
national
international
side.
football. It's an international football.
Tepi, what we're
showpiece.
saying is, if there's an opportunity for women to step up,
For Emma Hayes to coach Chelsea, let's be direct.
yeah,
I'm
she
saying-
needs to be brought
must
in.
apply for the job.
She must apply for the job,
Guys.
and we can't be saying because it's a woman and we live in a patriarchal society, we should ease her in. No, if she's capable, she must go and deliver.
And if she fails, it's not her fault. It's still Boli's fault anyway.
Exactly.
That's equality.
Yes.
That's equality. Because when she fails, like anyone else would, it's Boli's fault, not theirs.
Yeah.
I mean,
End
ask
of story.
Potter, ask Tuchel. So are you saying that?
I would not want to put the next person in a position where if they're not ready for it, they
How do you
we
know
just
they're
put
not
them-
ready?
No, I'm not saying her, but all I'm saying is this: a person needs to be ready for something for them to be able to perform optimally.
And
We
no one's
don't
ready
put
for
people
that
in
job.
positions just because they are a woman or just because it's
No.
time.
It's not
Things
because
just
they are a
need to
woman.
happen.
It's because
They
she
need to
won
happen
4 Premier League
organically.
titles. It's not because she's a woman. She won 4 of them.
Like I said, and she's out of the job. She just quit the women's team as head coach. So
Okay.
there's a job 2 offices down the road.
She
down
must
the
get that
corridor.
job, man. She must go cook.
apply. Like if Hugo Bruce leaves tomorrow, should Desiree Ellis not apply for the Bafana
She
job?
must apply.
Did you
she
say
has
she
won
must go
AFCON?
Yeah? No, not that kind of
But so-
cooking.
I'm asking.
Why are you on your knees, Super Sir?
Why are you doing this to me, bro?
But anyways, yeah, the ballers can tell us in the comments.
No,
Am I
no,
Hayes for
no.
Chelsea? Am I
No.
Hayes for Chelsea or not?
No.
But so
What do
who's
you
this
mean?
Jackie Rifa?
it would
Can
be
we replace
fun.
Tepi? I'm not going anywhere. But so,
But like,
who's
what-
this?
Why must we replace Chepi?
Imagine. Joe, anyway.
But like, yeah, it was just a thought. I was actually thinking
And
about
it's a
this
nice
on,
thought,
on
when I
and
read into-
it's not about because the world is changing. What? I think Emma Hayes is a good coach.
But the manner in which you said it now, you know what you did. Come on.
No.
Can we
Guys,
move?
let's
No,
move
no,
on.
I get what you're saying.
and-
I actually get
you're making
Len.
faces
I
as well.
understand you fully. No, I'm laughing because it's become funny. But Len's right.
Okay.
It wouldn't be the worst appointment in the world in a way. My biggest thing actually is not that she's not capable of the job, is that it's a poison chalice anyway. And I think it will ruin opportunities for women in managerial positions for
don't
big
put a
clubs
person at
going
deep
forward.
end.
No, but that job is tainted. That job is tainted for anyone, not just her.
Terrible in
Anyone.
the first season.
I think Tuchel's maybe a big enough thing. But anyway, let's
Had
move
enough
on.
poison.
Guys, does SAS still fly direct from London back to Joburg?
I
I
don't
saw
think.
one flight.
It's
I went.
okay. We're flying back to PSL now.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Good tense.
Because we're not captured, right? But anyway, carry on. Yeah.
Yo,
So, Itumeleng Khune.
What is?
Oh, well done.
What,
No.
what a career.
What a set send off.
Is it a send off, commemoration, appreciation?
That's an
All
appreciation.
of the above.
Honoring.
It's honoring. Then.
But wait, does
It's
it
showing
not,
love, it's showing
does
respect.
it not
It's
does that
saying
not
thank you.
vindicate those who've been saying for the longest time?
I-
And this is not a rant. That South
No,
Africans
let it be a run,
Can it be
please.
around? When else we get around?
This is a Len Moleko
Good
Ram
one.
brought to you by Betway. Get way more.
What happened to Itumeleng Khune? Danko. Is it not a vindication that we are actually not a footballing nation? I'm saying that because here's a man who's been 25 years, gave his everything to Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah.
5 people show up. Compare that to what you saw for Zerbi at the Amex, what you saw for Jurgen Klopp at Anfield.
Itumeleng Khune is the record appearance maker for Bafana and Kaizer Chiefs, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right?
No. For Bafana, it's still, I think, Aaron Mokwena. For Kaizer Chiefs, probably.
Yeah, for Bafana, it's Aaron Mokwena.
But he's quite close, isn't he?
25 years is not 25. That's almost
So Len, you are saying now.
my
half
age.
my life.
It's my age.
So Len, you are saying now, Kaizer Chiefs supporters should have packed FNB Stadium
to the rafters.
to the rafters.
Yes.
They can't even pack FNB Stadium when Chiefs is doing well.
But for appreciation purposes,
For Khune, for what
for
he's put in.
Khune, we always call him, hey, Mzansi's number 1. Hey, in.
Ah, you are
But then
reaching there,
No,
Chief.
no. It's not reaching. There's so many people who go to a Soweto derby. Yes, I know it's a split between 2 teams that go there.
Or 3. Okay, no, 2. Because Swallows is in Dobson.
Oh, Yeah, no, I'm talking about FNB
Yeah, I get
Stadium
it,
specifically, right?
Yeah.
But like, even if at least here it was 30,000 people or 40.
Then I agree with you fully that the send-off was lukewarm. Is that the word, ne? Yeah, no, it was.
Maybe they're gonna have a private shindig.
Or maybe,
but that
okay, they
doesn't
could have done
matter.
it. They could have
But
done it at
I-
Rosebank Mall.
but
Khe,
I-
at least.
but
I
again,
agree with Lemoleko is that are we a football nation if we can't send
it
off
goes down to
Itumeleng
that.
Khune?
I'm saying, Marco, when Chiefs, it's like the Chiefs that we know, all right? The Chiefs that win games, not these Chiefs that we're seeing right now. They can't even pull numbers at FNB. Maybe the honoring should have been done, well, even in Polokwane, where they pull big numbers in their game in Polokwane. They were not. There were no players, there were no fans there. It just because the state the club is in right now, players fans are dejected. They are not going to the stadium, and it boils down to the discussions that we've already have in this show that are we really a football nation when our team is not doing well? We're not filling stadiums to support. If you look at other countries, when their teams are not doing well, the stadiums are still full and packed to motivate. You know what I'm saying? So. It's bigger than Itumeleng Khune, the problem that we saw on Saturday.
May I ask, do you guys think that the relationship between Itumeleng Khune and Kaizer Chiefs in the past maybe season was not strained? And maybe that could be the reason why he did not receive the send-off that he rightfully deserves?
I think
the send-off was
club,
given from management. It's just the fans did not pull
No,
through.
but the club's send-off was adequate, right?
Yeah,
from their side.
So
I mean,
fans did not pull through.
yeah, do the fans even know? I mean, if you're
it was
please,
all
Kaizer
over.
Chiefs supporters, you guys
no,
know that
to be
on
fair,
this day.
to be fair, Mandla actually makes a very good
What did he
point
say?
that he said the club announced the send-off last minute. It was allowed.
Wabo?
I think it was announced either Thursday or Friday,
Shame,
right?
man.
But even with that,
Maybe it was after the discussion of, remember, Itumeleng Khune mentioned that he still wants to play football.
yes,
And at Kaizer Chiefs, I think it was earlier this season, they had said Khune is going to retire or something. I think they were in conversation about this contract and they came to a deadlock and they're probably going to part ways, I'm sure. And then they decided maybe it's best that we send him off like this.
so Bamunwele basically.
I wouldn't say Bamunwile.
Yo.
I don't know. We don't know. We're speculating.
speculating.
Wow,
Yeah.
come on, really? Yo.
We're speculating, but all I'm saying, all I'm saying is, for me, for somebody who has given he's one of a few, I think outside of Thabo Mooki,
Kaizer Chiefs.
Thabang Lebese, if I'm not mistaken,
At
about
Kaizer
Thabang,
Chiefs.
who were one club people and never moved anywhere else.
Yes, actually, let me just give you a quick synopsis. He graduated from the Amakosi Academy in 2004, but he was only given the chance to prove his worth. That was in the 2007-8 season. And Portugal. It says here, and this is from 2019, by the way, because I couldn't find the most recent one, but he has won 13 major trophies with Amakosi since 2004, including 3 league titles, most decorated player in the current squad. He also won...
He's the only player
The
that's won a
articles-
title. Actually,
No,
in the
he
current
won
squad.
3 titles. He also won 2 Nedbank Cup trophies under the current sponsor in 2013 and the other in 2006 when ABSA was still the sponsor. He has also won 4 Telkom Knockout and 4 MTN titles in 2004 and 2015. And he's also won major individual awards.
Player of the season
Telkom
at some
Knockout,
point,
Goalkeeper of the
Yeah,
Season, Player of the
the
Season
goalkeeper,
2007. Yes, Player of the Season
As a goalkeeper,
2007.
it was monumental.
Newcomer of the Year in the Sports Awards 2008.
Hey, he won a trophy this year.
Yes, I believe he
Calling
did.
knockout.
We knew it.
Calling cup final.
So there's
He won more trophies than Chiefs.
Oh, yes.
yes.
Basically.
Yeah, so that's
No, but jokes aside,
Jokes
what
aside.
a
He
legend
is
of the game.
excellent,
What a
yeah.
legend of the game. I mean, 25 years is not a child's play.
But-
There's no many players that can actually say they've played 25 years in top flight.
is it 25 years, Fred?
Yeah, there's a comment here. I just can't
He's
remember
been
who.
with Kaizer Chiefs for 25 years.
That's why I said half the time that I've been alive.
Oh yeah, my age.
So one of the comments here was saying, what was it saying? Okay, but anyway, it reminded me of a comment that I also heard from Pokekan.
The skipper.
Yes, where Klopp was saying that. Oh, one of the comments was they should have used the Soweto derby to actually give him the send off.
I agree with that.
And Klopp was saying at some point you need to know when to leave the game. Otherwise,
You overstay your welcome.
the game is going to leave you before you leave the game. And by the time you leave, it's
People
going to
forget.
be very sad.
Yeah, no, look, I mean, he's a goalkeeper. Come on now. Goalkeeper play until they're like 39, 40, you know.
But
Let's be fair.
Yeah, but
if
he's
you're
only
not playing-
35, so he actually had 5 years remaining.
That's why he said he still wants to play football.
and
Yeah,
there was rumors that Sekhukhune might be looking at him.
that's a
I
nice
heard those
option.
rumors.
Yeah, look, I mean, if they are, why not? I mean, he just wants to play ball.
But I just think where he's at, the trajectory / it's like the aviator, like the plane, when the plane went down, in his career type
No,
of thing.
he plateaued.
No,
Right.
it got stagnant.
Yeah, he plateaued.
He should have been on some tip here.
I should leave.
Yes.
But
and
there's
go play
loyalty,
elsewhere.
guys. There's loyalty. There's also
He loves the club as well.
Yes,
so.
there's so much loyalty that
But
comes
you
Also
must-
was also hoping that he will get another opportunity, and actually finish on a high.
No, I thought that at some point he'd probably be part of the technical staff. Is there any talk about that?
It was mentioned at some point.
Right?
Look, a good dancer knows when to leave the stage. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, it's not a good dancer, clearly.
Okay.
Okay, so shall we go to...
Saudi.
we've got... there's PSL football still to come
The final day of the season. Pretty
Yeah.
much
this
all-
weekend.
all
but
that's-
everything's all wrapped up.
No,
eh?
not necessarily.
Second place
guys.
is
Second
needed.
place is still up there.
You see who says...
Yeah,
Orlando Pirates,
we
guys
know.
remember.
Orlando Pirates has squandered their chances of gaining
Twice.
the second position. Haituno.
Yeah, no, it's disappointing, and I'll say this categorically without fear of being, yeah.
They don't even know you, bro. When now you own a bakery in Toyana.
There's still only 1 point difference between Stellies and Pirates.
So what I'm saying is, Pirates don't deserve that second position.
Because they've been given 2 opportunities now.
Yes,
No, say it with your chest.
I did say that, and that's why I say without fear of contradiction.
Do you see Stellies? In fact,
So I'm saying that now, Orlando Pirates does not deserve to be in Champions League.
So, Coach Steve Barker actually mentioned that he had lots of conversations with Rulani Mokoena about logistically how to navigate the continent. Because
Smart.
already you can see mentally where Stellies is at. And them playing against a wounded Richards Bay that's going to try to avoid
Playoff.
the playoffs against Baroka and Amatax. Oh, and big ups to those 2 teams, by the
Oh,
way.
they've done well. Yeah, I want Baroka back in top flight
No, I want
football.
Amatax
Even me.
back.
I want Baroka.
Too many teams from Limpopo in the DSTV
Nice.
Premiership.
One diversity.
Too many.
What a
Yeah,
bomma.
it's too many. But anyway, point I was trying to make was Pirates squandered,
Twice.
and
They fumbled.
they're not gonna. And Pirates' last game is not necessarily the easiest one under the sun.
Super
they play?
Sport.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not.
but you
And
see,
also,
did you
again,
see
I
something
mean-
funny? Sorry, my friend, very, very quickly, but did you see something funny? Supersport has not been trying, ne? But I think they won 1 or drew 1 and they're already in top 4 or top 5. Where are they?
They're
I
fifth.
feel like they're
But that's how close the margins are.
That's
There's a chance that Chiefs might not make top 8.
Yeah. Look, I'm just disappointed with Orlando Pirates, and I think Stellies deserve that. Also, they lost twice as well. You know?
Yeah.
bro.
What do you
Pressure
say?
getting to both of these teams.
And
Yeah,
one game
it
against
is.
Richards Bay.
Or do they both want 3rd place
Look, I
for
mean,
the easier European competition?
But I mean, if you're going to go,
Yeah.
go with your chest, right?
yeah. Look, I mean,
Especially
again,
Pirates.
they already
Like, bro.
qualified because I mean, Pirates plays Mamelodi Sundowns in Nedbank.
Oh, that's going to be huge.
You realize that Chiefs could draw their last game against Cape Town Spurs, right?
And finish 10th
Or they
or
could
12th.
they could win their game against Cape Town Spurs by 1-0, right? Amazulu goes and who's Amazulu playing in their final game of the season? Amazulu go beat Golden Arrows by 3-0, and then Amazulu
That's
gets
against Derby, actually, ne?
Amazulu gets a top 8 position. That's how close the margins are.
No, the margins they've always been this close, especially the top 8.
Is it because it's competitive or is it because we just are not applying
Well,
ourselves?
Chiefs only have Cape Town Spurs to deal with, and Cape Town Spurs already relegated back to the Motsepe Foundation.
They might want to go
Championship.
out on a high.
Maybe at home, goodbye fans. See you in
Yes.
Motsepe
How many
Foundation
of
Championship.
those fans?
All 25 fans. Bye bye.
I think some Cape Town Spurs games. Were
Cape Town
actually
Spurs
more
actually have
nice.
good
They
Them
have
in
a
City.
following.
turnouts. Yeah.
Yeah, them
Yeah.
in City are
Even
very.
Stellies for the size of their stadium.
They have a
Marco,
following.
that's like a taxi
It's like a
fills up-
school game.
Yeah, a taxi fills up that Stelly Stadium.
High school game.
Yes.
It's like the Bidvest Stadium.
You know, you had like all the law students like, yeah, today it's your turn to watch the game. Come, type of vibes.
Okay, so let's go through the fixtures.
Okay. It's a lot.
Okay, so fixtures: Polokwane City versus TS Galaxy.
That's a dead.
It's an interesting one, that one.
It's not a dead rubber game because Polokwane is also trying to sneak into the top 8. Galaxy, yes, they punching above their
They
weight,
want to
those
secure
ones, eh?
fourth.
Yo. They drew against Sundowns earlier today, beat Pirates the other day.
Anyone can beat
They're
Pirates.
unbeaten in 5.
You are done.
Okwatile, this guy. He's
Anyone can beat
He's
Pirates.
so
If Richards
done.
Bay can beat Pirates, if Cape Town Spurs can beat
Richards
Pirates,
Bay are playing for their
Mara,
lives.
we
come
know
on,
why
let's
Richards
be
Bay. Wait,
realistic here.
isn't Richards Bay by coached by Mirandop?
no.
Who
Richards,
coaches?
Cape Town Spurs.
Sorry.
it's Fusmoos.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Cape Town Spurs versus Kaiser Chiefs. Chiefs have to win this one, surely. They have to be like,
Easy
we
Chiefs
need top
game.
8.
It might be a draw.
What Chiefs have to do,
but
they
so-
hardly ever do it.
3-0, 4-0, 5-0.
But Soweto team
Oh,
struggle in
really?
Cape Town. Let's see.
Let's see, but what would you predict? Chiefs win.
I'll predict a draw.
Yeah,
I
I'm
see a
also
draw.
going for a draw.
Chiefs to finish outside the top 8?
Yes.
That's sad though.
Sure. Sundowns versus Cape Town City.
Sundowns, they've got a record to chase. I'm
Yeah.
giving it to Sundowns. And it will be
A
nice.
draw or a win, invincible season.
It's a
Yes.
1-0.
A draw and win. They just need to go draw. That's
So
all they
as
need
a
to have
Betway
an
pick,
invincible.
1x2, draw.
Well, depending
draw
on what
win.
happens tomorrow, because they're playing tomorrow as well against Arrows, I think.
I'm
eh?
going for a draw.
No, it's a win against Arrows.
No, they've
won
played their
today.
29 games.
Yeah, did they win today? Which means
No.
They
Who?
drew today to TS Galaxy, didn't they?
Yes, Sundowns
Sundowns drew today to
Galaxy.
TS
So
Galaxy.
they're one game away from being invincible.
Okay,
One
there
game
we
away.
go.
Just draw or win against Cape Town Spurs, invincible.
Done.
Yes.
That's it.
Impressive. Okay. So would that be your bet? 1x2? Draw or win for Sundowns?
Sundowns, I'm going draw. I think they're going to leave.
Yeah, but on the Betway,
X.
right? You're just going to choose a draw
A
or
straight
win
draw.
for Sundowns.
No,
You're going straight draw.
Yes.
Sure. Okay. Chippa versus Kikune.
Kukune win.
A draw.
Chippa United.
I'm going to go for a draw.
Hello, I know
Goals?
you love Chippa.
It's
Draw
going to be
with goals.
Goals? Hey?
yeah.
Yeah, with goals. 1-1.
2-2, 1-1.
Yeah, something like that.
Nah, it's Kukune win. Where are they standing on the log? Is Kukune right now?
Well, they've been seeing
They were
flames
trying to
of
cook.
late.
Yeah, they tried to cook and then they declined somehow.
Everything went
They
haze for
sixth,
them.
so it's not bad. It's a good
Exactly.
finish.
They're
They're
very
1 point
fighting.
behind Supersport United.
Top Nazo. eight.
Would have said that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Guaranteed top 8. And Swallows, who are safe and will be in the DStv Premiership next season, and
Given the circumstances.
given the circumstances of the
Yep.
season they've had,
Yeah.
they can condemn Royal AM.
They can sink Royal AM. But the beauty about Royal AM is they probably back of their mind looking that, Richards Bay are actually playing against the Stellies who are trying to finish second. So even if we lose, the likelihood is that those ones are likely going to lose as well, and then we're going to be safe.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Royal AM,
that-
they might have already just scraped just
If that
over
is
the
the
line.
mentality, they might find themselves in trouble. Eh?
That's what happens.
Because Stellies as well, they've had a fair share of bad results.
Yeah,
You know?
if around and
They're
find out.
shaky. They've lost 2 in a row.
That's what
Fair
I'm
point.
saying.
So are we, I get it earlier on we were speaking about massaging things
Trial
in-
and error.
During the trial and error,
Yeah.
you were saying, Kana, how do you
Ease.
ease yourself into things? Perhaps Stellies
Just
wants
brush
to.
it.
They want to
no.
ease into continental football through the Confed and not necessarily the Champions League.
You never know.
I don't think it's on purpose. It's just nerves getting.
But
to
anyway,
place.
if Royal M
Pressure.
find themselves down there, it's okay. They can just buy another status.
Okay, so quick
With
one.
what, man?
We don't know.
Does it matter
Yeah.
if it's Royal AM or Richards Bay.
I'd rather Richards Bay stay up.
I don't care for Royal.
What
AM.
I'm saying is, if either of them are in that slot, are they gone? Are we having 2 teams promoted next season?
It's a difficult one. Eh?
Because that playoff,
Yeah, 'cause obviously if-
Tucks are so good in knockout competition.
They are so good, but remember it's a league format of 3 teams.
But
so-
it's kind of knockout because you play home and away, home and away, home and away.
yeah, no, sure.
And gather points. Going to Baroka is not easy. Sean Bartlett hated going to Limpopo.
And I think until Baroka, wasn't Doctor also technical something there?
Yeah, at some point he
Yeah,
was
he
a
was
technical.
there.
No,
he
And
worked
he-
for
he
Baroka,
fixed some
but
things
he
there, yeah.
didn't stay long.
No, I didn't. But he still travels there, I know.
Yeah, the infamous "I will get you out of trouble" manager or coach
He's still there.
is the one who's leading the charge at Baroka. Tendens Malise.
Yes.
Very experienced. So from an experience perspective, Maduka also very experienced, but I would put my money on Tendens anytime.
So if
Okay.
you're
Yeah, but
Royal
again,
AM, you
also-
want to draw this weekend, at least.
At least a draw.
Yes.
Because you don't want to be there.
Yeah, but
You
it's
don't
in
wanna
your best
play
interest to
playoffs.
win. And
Yeah,
you don't-
that
You don't
speaker
want
will
that.
be very quiet this
So
Saturday.
So look, if Royal AM make it to the playoffs, I think Baroka is going to get
promoted.
promoted.
Yep, I see it.
Over Tucks.
Yes.
If Richards Bay,
If Richards Bay, same thing.
Barocca's up.
These permutations are crazy.
So from what you're saying, Barocca's up.
They know
They've
this
been
path.
there before.
They know this
exactly.
journey.
They've done it before.
I feel okay. Amatax, I think they've been there, but because it's Amatax are almost like a Stellies, where it's like
and even that name just gives them a young boy type
You know,
of setup.
the
like
production,
Amatax,
all the-
Amakluk, you know?
all the top players get taken by big teams and whatever. You get a coach who believes in the system and the process.
yeah, but we're talking about playoffs. I mean, players are not going to go now in playoffs.
No, I mean, Amatax is not gonna be worried if like we lose players, kind of like how Stellies almost goes the same way. I'm just saying Amatax, they've ran their race, and from an experience point of view, ne, it's going to be Bratlisane Mutaung going up against a veteran of the game, Tendens.
Dan.
John Maduka, he's not a yesterday boy. Do you get what I mean? So Amatax, yes, they did well in the Nedbank Cup, but that's 90 minutes, penalties.
Yeah, and look, I mean, again, also what we need to factor in is the fact that the team that was playing in the PSL usually have the edge, you know,
Baroka.
and also look at the league. It's already concluded on the other side. PSL is still playing, so when they go start playing in the playoffs, they're still fresh.
Who's fresh?
The players that
That
are playing
finished
in
already
terms
in
of
Motsepe.
Well, you can argue that the Motsepe players are fresher because they would have done their season. They would have completed their season a week before.
3 weeks without competitive football.
No, just a week.
Mandla says
When
if
does it
Royal
start?
AM and Richards Bay, they'll beat the NFD teams. These NFD teams haven't played that well.
I still think give Baroka
Because it was also to the
Even
last
me.
day that the playoffs were decided.
Yeah. Give Baroka.
And then lots of people saying that they couldn't care if Royal AM get relegated all the way to non-league.
I think that's a general sentiment.
Yeah, no, there's ways that the owner moved that sort of like dented her credibility in
Little
football,
sour
you know,
mouth, sour
and
taste,
people
yeah.
did not like that. You know, it's sort of, I think people are still holding that grudge. You know,
So next week, Tuesday, we're going to talk about Nedbank Cup final, hey?
yes, of
Away.
course.
No, the Nedbank Cup final is on the 1st of June, guys.
Yes,
That's
we're
what
gonna
I'm
talk
saying.
about
So
it
next
week,
Tuesday, we'll talk about it.
Or we'll preview the
We'll
final.
preview
we're
it.
gonna talk about it.
Okay, but previewing
It's a
it.
preview,
Yes.
yes. And then we'll do the post the following week.
We're gonna talk about it.
Okay, sharp.
Sharp. But yeah, that.
Pirates Super Sports friend. Oh, Swallows Royal AM. Oh, we're done with that.
We're done with that. We
Yes.
said already, Royal AM's,
Yeah.
they should be playing for it, but they're gonna lose. Their only hope of survival is that Richards Bay aren't able to beat Stellies.
Oh yeah, in our
It's
conversation.
getting darker for Royal AM. It's gonna be PM very soon.
Because it's any win, any loss, hey? Because the goal difference is already in favor of
Richards
Richards
Bay.
Bay.
Yep.
Yes. While we are on the subject of playoffs, we forgot to speak about the richest match in world football.
What's that?
West Bromwich Albion against Leeds United.
In the playoffs.
Is it a playoff?
Wait, hold on. That's next weekend.
No, it's this coming weekend.
This coming weekend, yeah.
Yes.
That's this Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah. Leeds United versus...
West Brom.
Okay. So do you want to talk about it?
Wait, is it West Brom? Isn't it Southampton?
No, it's West Brom, is it not?
Southampton.
Is it Southampton?
Yeah, no wonder I was so cold. West Brom didn't even qualify. It's Southampton
No,
beat
West Brom played-
Norwich. Leeds
No.
beat Norwich.
And then Southampton beat West Brom. Sorry. Yes. I was watching that game last week, Friday. Yes, you're right. Who do you think is coming up?
Leeds.
Even after they fluffed it at the end to
They
get automatic?
they went all the way for... Did you see them against Norwich?
They were ruthless.
Ruthless.
But it's at Ellen Road. It's to be expected.
Yeah, and this is at Wembley. Leeds. Okay, Southampton a good side. It's going to be, but I fancy Leeds.
Okay, I'm gonna add Leeds to my betway.
They were actually on my multi-bet. And
my
then I was like, no, I want my money now. Let's
And
take
you
this
got
one
it.
off.
Did you cash out or you wait for the games to end?
No, I waited for the games to end.
Oh, okay.
And then I just removed Leeds from my betting slip. Because Leeds was part of my multi-bet.
Oh, okay.
And then I removed Leeds from my multi-bet.
No, I'm
because
saying
they're only
like
playing.
when you bet, remember you can cash out before the games
Yeah,
end.
no, I was worried with Arsenal. I was like, I still messaged a friend and I was like, all I need is Arsenal to score and I'll win big.
And they
Okay.
did, didn't
And I
they?
did. It was, let me give you my fixtures. It was a 10 Rand bet.
Sure.
Yo, you made it, money.
Yeah, my 10 Rand bet paid out
They're going to ask you for money now.
2,051 Rand and 12 cents from a 10 Rand bet.
Gift Real G is already asking for.
I knew it. It's all gone, gifts. We charged it.
Back at your Gift Real G. Anyway,
Yeah, we tell you what, Gift Real G, let's top up your account, buddy. Send us a DM
Yeah.
on Instagram.
He deserves it.
We'll top up your account and we'll give away one more top up for the next funny comment. But if I go and look at my bets here, my settled bets, let me give you this one. It was a good one. I was very happy with this one. So 15 fixtures, but I removed one. I removed the Leeds United fixture. Atalanta, I selected them for a win in Serie A. Sporting Lisbon for a win in the Portuguese league. Alaves for a win in the Spanish league. And Porto for a win in the Portuguese league. Then I went for an Arsenal win, draw or Newcastle, draw or Manchester United, draw or Nottingham Forest, Chelsea to win, Crystal Palace to win, Liverpool to win, draw or Fulham, Manchester City to win, and Spurs to win. My 10 Rand bet paid out 2,051 Rand on Betway.
you keep
We
repeating.
get way more, my
Get
friend.
way
You
more.
keep repeating the figure, and people
You
are
know,
like,
you know
but-
how much is left
but-
with 51 Rand?
No, but my friend, like from 10 rands.
From 10
rands to
rand.
2K.
how much did I get
That's crazy.
with my cheap touring bet the other time?
I don't know. You didn't share with us.
Yeah, but I also got like a significant. That's how we bet. We don't play high stakes.
We're
here.
not big ballers here.
Yeah. We're not Drake.
Hey, Drake is mad.
Yeah,
Leo.
we're not Drake.
We're not
Drake.
Ivan Tony.
Well,
not placing
him
big.
too.
Wow.
Yes.
Or
Okay.
Chain.
China, bro. 600, bro.
The Pirates game was off, eh?
Bro.
You couldn't bet on the Pirates game.
Because he plays
But
such
who-
a big bet.
Like, who does
No,
that?
because they were caught on a video discussing.
And he was saying he paid 600 bucks on whatever.
No, but he was talking about the English Premier League, though.
yes.
Still, bro.
But obviously, I think the rules in this country say, as a professional footballer, you're not allowed to bet on football.
Yeah,
what
so
I'm
that's why
saying.
that game was locked. Couldn't bet on
do
the Pirates game.
that.
It was chai.
It was
Netai.
shy. Okay, let's move on, Marco. Richard's Bay. Oh, Pirates Supersport. We are still here.
Oh, yeah, we're still there. we're
Let's
still
move
there.
on.
So
Yes, let's move
Aye.
on.
Let's move
Anyway,
on.
it's wrapped up.
Yeah, it's
it's
time.
Richards Bay Stellies is the only one that matters. Richards Bay have a chance. Let's see what happens. That's the exciting part left in the season.
Yep,
Yeah.
pretty much.
And then, yeah, we've got CAF Champions League.
Ah,
Al Ahly will win that.
Yeah, because the first, I'll actually don't mind playing goalless away because they know they're going to capitalize at home.
Yeah. So that one does not need much into it. Al Ahly will win.
It would be
At home.
refreshing to have Esperance win, though.
And Zamalek to win CAF Confederations Cup?
I think they've already
They've
done
won
it.
already.
They've clinched it.
They've clinched it.
Yeah,
Yes.
they've won.
This past weekend.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
there you go. That's
Here
a
we
wrap
are.
of our African football coverage here. Tsepi, darling, shall we
we're
jet
still
off
going all
before we
like-
go? Let's go. 1-2
Okay,
stories
look, we're
before
not
we-
discussing it. I'm just going to give you some pointers on what I found interesting in the world of international football. By the way, you remember there was the contract that Messi had signed when he was first signed at Barcelona. It was written on a piece of paper or a piece of tissue paper.
At a restaurant.
Yes, that was what do you do? Auctioned, yes. It was auctioned for $966,400 US dollars. It was auctioned, yeah. Last week Friday.
$960,000 US.
Yes, 966,400.
Listen
For a napkin.
yes, so it's
listen,
9.6 million.
Listen,
no,
listen properly.
it's almost a billion. Like
Listen
900.
properly.
No, man, 966,400. Yes, in
Listen
US.
properly.
I just said dollars there and rands in one sentence. So I
Oh
got
no, I didn't say rands. Did I? Oh no, it's 96,400 US.
Okay.
Yes, so that was auctioned. And there's a story, and this is a very quick discussion. You know what happened with Mustafa Mohammed? He refused once again. He did this last year. You would remember that what's happening right now in Europe is that there's a whole homophobia campaign they have, and that also means that all the players, it's either their bands or the numbers on their shirts have, it's multicolored, and he refused. He said he's not playing, and because of that he's going to be punished financially, and he said that the money that is going to be punished for, he is then going to donate it to the charity that supports members of the LGBTQ community who are victims of discrimination. By the way, this is also the same case with another player. His name is Kevin Roots. No. I have so much going on here because I have so many stories. Okay, but would not refrain. Oh yes, it happened again in France, and in the previous week, Monaco also sanctioned one of their players for anti-homophobia message on the team shirt. He did say that he doesn't want to be a part of it. His name is Mohamed Kamara. He taped off the band, the actual badge, because he was saying that he does not want to once again,
to be the ally.
Yes, and he's saying that it's because of his religion, and his religion is anti that. So that's another story. So it seems as though many players are.
It's a question to
That's what I'm saying. And the question is, if your religion or your personal beliefs are anti-HBT, you know what I mean?
LGBTQ.
Yes, that.
HDMI.
NHI.
VGA.
Okay, continue plugging us.
If it's anti-alphabet gang, do you have to pay for your beliefs if you are anti?
If laws are
The
there,
world,
there
the
are
world,
laws
the
there.
world is moving in a different direction.
Yeah.
Seismic shift. We told
Seismic
you.
shift. You remember?
So they're not easing us in.
Emma Hayes for Chelsea.
Trial and error.
Trial and error.
I want to finish on one point. I know we've run out of time.
Yeah.
Chris Wood.
Oh,
All-time record Burnley goal scorer for the Premier League. So Burnley's top Premier League goal scorer of all time, Chris Wood.
Yeah.
Scored 2 goals for Forest against Burnley this weekend. Celebrated both. What are your thoughts?
I think for me, it's said that
how you
it's
celebrate, yeah.
it's at Burnley and
And Turf Moor.
it's the game that they're getting relegated.
They were already gone.
They were already gone, but it's the mood around there. It's sad. You know what I'm saying? The coffin has been already lowered, and then you go a piece on top of it. I think it's.
So you're not allowed to celebrate. Is
I'm
what
not saying
say.
you're not. I'm just saying.
But the manner in which
he could have spared them. He could have spared them.
you win, you lose,
Adebayo
you lose.
ran halfway.
Yeah, Adebayo's my favorite one. I was
He
hoping
ran
you'd bring that
halfway
up.
through the field after he scored against Arsenal.
Makaula scored against Amazulu and ran and almost broke his leg.
Oh, but big ups. Before we get out, and just on the
okay,
topic
yes.
of local football,
Yes.
rumor has it that there's a couple of overseas teams, including Wolverhampton Wanderers, and I think one in in Ligue 1 that's eyeing Relebogile Mofokeng.
Good for
I
him.
think that's a
And the
proper-
beauty about that is that Orlando Pirates does not stand in the way of their players.
But what happened to Villa, guys? What happened to Lodge?
Hey, he's gone.
Where's
He's there.
Lodge?
Where's Lodge?
Oh.
How?
Anyway.
What happened to Lyle Foster? What happened to Marshall Monet? He's there in France. You
Okay,
know?
Mara, again, I
I'm
feel like
giving
the
you examples.
circumstances sometimes would dictate, or maybe just the relationship they have with their managers, because the managers, I think, sometimes play a big part in what happens with the future of a player.
But also, you must remember, Cheese Boy was hidden in the car.
Remember,
Hey.
in an old laser.
Hey.
But anyway, yeah. So big ups.
Very quickly,
to,
guys. This one very quickly. So, the Palestine Football Federation has written a letter to FIFA to say that they want Israel to be banned from world football. Thoughts? Very quickly.
I'm not touching that.
I knew it.
You know what? No, on that one, ne,
I knew it.
my words are ceasefire, and this.
Easy.
And this. But also before we get out of here, I know
Yes, my
Marco is
friend.
about to take us out of here.
Very fast.
Just a round of applause for an illustrious career. I know he still has one more game, but Toni Kroos, man.
Is it really true?
Yes, shame.
Because there are other reports that it's not true.
No, Real Madrid announced it. Real Madrid
After the
announced
Euros, he's gone.
Real Madrid announced it on their official
Is it?
pages.
Yes,
So I also thought,
Okay, then let's give round of applause to Itumeleng Khune as well.
Yeah, he deserves
but
it. yes.
Itumeleng's not retiring. He's gonna find another club.
Oh, so they're saying McAllister is replacing Kroos, right?
Yeah? Listen.
Yes. They
Oh,
say
yeah.
the story is that McAllister is going to then go
Oh,
and then replace.
McAllister.
Yes.
Sorry, I heard Allison. I'm like,
Yes.
huh?
Him and Luca.
McAllister.
Yes,
Yes.
McAllister. Yes.
They're eyeing him. I don't think
That's
so.
the
I don't think they're
story,
gonna
yeah.
get
One
him.
season at Liverpool, then straight to Real Madrid.
It's premature.
Well, the thing is, they're talking about replacing Toni Kroos. There's enough replacements there.
Already.
Chumeni.
As it is, yeah.
Chomeni, Kamavinga,
Kamavinga.
Bellingham.
Valverde.
There's enough players.
There's
Cake.
enough players.
Yeah, I was just reporting.
Yeah, and was it this
Danko.
week? Wait, was it this week? Was it last week? Or something that we're forgetting also as well?
What?
Last thought, guys, so that we can
Oh
give
yeah,
Marco to
no.
close.
Before because anyway, it's our last. Well, the
No,
season
it's
is
not.
finished. The season is finished, so we can talk all we want, right? Okay. I still need to give us. I'd still need to shout out 5. What do you call? Fantasy League winners.
Yes,
on
we will
Saturday.
do that on
We'll
Tuesday.
do that on
No,
Tuesday
my
with the
man.
FA Cup and everything. Relax. Don't
Okay.
waste content.
This time.
Thoughts quickly on Gary O'Neill. VAR stay or go? Because obviously the dissatisfaction came from Wolverhampton Wanderers. Gary O'Neill actually thought he was going to fight about the Samero red card over the weekend.
Look, they
I
will
think
vote. They will
then-
vote. There's more. There are more. I think there are
They
more.
only need 6 clubs to approve VAR for it to stay.
Yeah, so, and they're more good than bad in VR. Let's be honest, guys.
I think overall, like goal line technology and offsides calls has been good with VAR, but they need to improve it. That's all I'm saying.
We also have a referee that's been cut off.
Look,
in the
look
PSL.
at. I'll make an example. City versus West Ham over the weekend, Marco. Solsek scored with a hand. VR
Hand of
overruled.
God.
Sushek.
Yeah.
In the City
Sushek,
game. Yes.
Yeah, he scored with a hand, and the goal was
Yeah.
ruled out. It in a normal day that would have stood.
Okay, it's goodbye, guys. You.
Anyway.
Well, thank you so much to all of you, the ballers. Thank you to Len Moleko,
Yeah, man.
Tippy Worldwide. Thank
Thanks,
you, darling. And thank you to Super Sub and more than anyone. Thank you to you, the ballers, for sticking by us all through a long, long season. There's still lots of action to come. And there's an FA Cup this weekend. There's tomorrow night's Europa League. And then, of course, after that is Euro 2024. So we're not going anywhere.
Don't we have World Cup
And
qualifiers?
I'm getting there. If you've not got too much of us over the course of the season, and if you've even gone so far as to not have had enough, come meet us in person at Coffee in Centurion. It's not Coffee Midrand, Coffee Centurion on the 1st of June for the Champions League final. So it's the Champions League final on the 1st of June at a Coffee in Centurion. And we will be there doing a live watch along of the game. So join us on YouTube
Can't
if you
we
can.
do 2 watch-alongs?
I want to do Nedbank Cup the same day as
Yes.
well. I don't
And
know.
just
We'll
one
see.
long
Let's see if we
watch-along.
can. Let's see if we can.
From
Let's see if we
3
can.
until
Like a
midnight.
I
watch-along
actually want to do
marathon.
that as well. I want to do that as
You
well,
want to
but
be
we'll
on
see.
Guinness World of Records now.
Yeah.
Watch along.
Hey, well, Podcast Central Network's already got enough records. We might as well add some more. Thank you, Danko. And remember to be onside with us and Betway. Don't be offside, be onside.
With Betway, where you?
Get way more.
Danko.
Danko means thank you.
Ooh, good mean.